Hi there, my name's Philippe Boscher, and on August the 2nd I'm cycling 100 miles for Save the Rhino International as part of the Prudential Ride London to Surrey 100. This is my week 14, 15, 16 update video. I was awful last week and I didn't record a video. I could come up with a wonderful excuse as to why I didn't. I was on holiday, I was underwater, I was saving a child from a volcano. All of these things would be false, apart from maybe the underwater thing. I was swimming quite a lot last week. But the truth is I'm finding it hard to get the motivation to do these videos. You know, I set myself the goal and I'm not doing this because I have to. And yet, for some reason, it's just getting harder. I mean, there's only 3 weeks left now until the big day itself. In fact, it's 3 weeks today, which is kind of exciting and kind of scary. And I'm only £142.50 away from my goal, which is incredibly exciting. So thank you to everyone who's already donated over at uk.virginmoneygiving.com/PA Boscher. It's so incredibly gratifying. I wanted to do the video this week to thank everyone who's donated. I've had such a huge swell of support in the last couple of weeks that's been so amazing. And also to give a little update on what's happened. So last weekend I cycled a 65-mile ride in 4 hours and a bit, so it was strong and it felt good. And then yesterday, Saturday the 11th of July, I went into Fulham to go visit a friend of mine and to get some training in. It was hoping to be about a 42-mile ride. And as you may have noticed, I injured myself. Well, more accurately, I was forced into a situation where I had to injure myself, or severely injure myself. It was either a slight injury or a severe injury, where I was cycling down the road and there was a car on this side, and basically he pulled ahead of me, and without indicating, without doing anything, he tried to turn into this road here. And as he turned into this road here, I went into the side of him. It's terrifying. It really is. I think the thing that most people who don't, or the thing that people, who don't cycle don't realise is that being on a bike is actually pretty scary. Like, okay, you get comfortable and you get used to the idea of being on the road, but there are lots of giant metal death machines around you who are all going a lot faster than you generally. And a lot of people don't tend to pay attention. I've tended to notice myself in my own experience that the people who have been closer to hitting me, and in this case actually hitting me, tend to be of an older generation. So I would suggest it's just complacency on the road. It's, you know, you've been driving for such a long time, you kind of think, well, nothing's happened to me yet. And so I busted my bike a little. Fortunately, it's not too bad. It's only about £20 worth of damage, where the, as far as I understand, according to the mechanic, the thing that holds the wheel in place, the spokes that hold the wheel in place, were busted. So they've replaced that and they've fixed that. So that's only £16.60 worth. But there were a couple seconds, or half a second, or however long it was, where I could see this guy turning and see that he didn't know where I was going. And as we were both going downhill, and I mean, I was going at a decent pace, probably 18 miles an hour or so, because that's kind of what you do on a road. There was nothing I could do, and so going head over handlebars, it was scary. It was terrifying. You know, I shouted an expletive as I went over the top of my handlebars. Oof. But yeah, it left me pretty shaken. You know, I couldn't really sleep well last night. All day today, every time I sort of get distracted, I can just see that moment again. It sounds ridiculous and it sounds, oh, woe is me. But you know, every time I get in the shower, every time I move, sort of, I hit something else that was affected yesterday. I have numerous cuts and scrapes across my body, and obviously my wrist is very sore right now because I think it sort of took most of the impact. But yeah, that's my update for this week. The bike's been fixed, so I'm going to pick it up tomorrow and go out for another long ride. But yeah, please, just for sake of worse than this, please be careful out on the roads. I know that's silly and everything, but it really is. It would be appreciated by a future me. But yeah, 3 weeks today. Remember, I'm cycling for Save the Rhino International. Any money you donate now won't go towards my bike. That's coming out of my own pocket. But it will make me feel a lot better about paying for my bike. So yeah, I'm really super close. Please head over to uk.virginmoneygiving.com/PA to lend your support to Save the Rhino International. And you can find out more about the organisation by clicking on the links that will be below, or any way you happen to find this video, there will be some way of learning more and lending your support. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week.